When I was in 9th grade, my annoying ass algebra teacher gave us a thick ass packet that was at least 50 fucking pages long. I waited for about 30 seconds without even touching it because I needed a minute to process that big ass shit. So, my teacher sees me sitting there, minding my own damn business, and she comes and gets on her knees in front of my desk and leans her ugly ass face to my face and starts yelling at me. I simply told her dog shit ass to get out of my face and she got mad at me for saying that to her plum body. Dora the Explorer haircut having, Humpty Dumpty, Team Umizoomi looking ass, the snitch, not rich, Lilo and Stitch ass bitch told my mom I was being disrespectful, didn't curve my 69 to a 70, and my mom told me I couldn't go to homecoming because the ugly fishhooks looking ass bitch with curly fry toes dragged it out and made me look like a fucking inmate to my mom. I hate that dumb bitch. Okay, so I went inside to investigate and at first I didn't see anything. Then I heard footsteps, so I walked upstairs with my sister behind me, and when I turned the corner I saw a man in really dirty clothes and long hair sitting on my bed eating food. So I freaked the hell out and my sister and me ran downstairs as quietly as possible. I went around the corner and grabbed the phone and dialed 911. So we decided to hide in the closet until they got there. We were in the closet when we heard him walking down the stairs. We got so scared and then we heard breathing coming from outside of the closet door and I could see his feet standing right outside the door. Like for part 3. Okay, so one time I was outside with my sister and we were playing soccer in the front yard. It was getting really hot outside and I was starting to get some sunburn, so we decided to go inside to get some water bottles from the garage. We went into the fridge and opened it and got water and started to drink it. Then we heard a scream come from inside. We were home alone and both of our parents were not home, so we were super scared. So I walked inside to check what the noise was. Like for part 2. When I was in 12th grade I had a teacher and he was so hot. He was my math teacher and this was his first year teaching. Now my classes switched halfway through, so I had him in the second semester. And by that time I was 18. So anyways he was like 22. And I got ballsy, so I started to make really scandalous comments to him. Anyway, so one day I stayed after school and it was a study session and things escalated and let's just say we did the deed in his classroom. I had good grades the whole year, but one time one of my teachers accidentally walked in on us doing it. But we blackmailed her because we knew she was secretly cheating on her husband W, the librarian. Anyway, so I graduated and then we started actually dating and now we've been together for 4 years. When I was in 8th grade there was this old ass substitute teacher and he was so mean. He definitely farts dust and was built like Slender Man and his arms practically dragged on the floor, and whenever he talked he sounded like SpongeBob in Sandy's house and he sounded like he was going to have a heart attack any second, and this bitch uses a bell to silence class like TF we aren't cows. Anyway, so one day I came into class and sat down and his salamander looking ass waddled on over to my desk and said with his clammy Ebenezer Scrooge looking mouth and tells me to cover up. And I was like, what? And he said that he was going to have to send me to the principal's and dress code me even though I was wearing a literal tank top. Then he wraps his ice cold Grim Reaper ass shriveled up hand and tells me to go to the office, and then he walked back to his desk and missed his chair and fell on the ground and everyone started laughing, and then I had to go to the office. So one time I was at camp and a few people were doing cartwheels. I suck at cartwheels, but I did one. I forgot to tuck in my shirt and it was a day I didn't wear a bra. 3 boys were watching me and my shirt completely revealed my tits. I don't have that much, but it was really embarrassing LMAO, but no counselors saw, which was good. One time my friend and me were in Victoria's Secret and we tried to steal a really expensive perfume and a bunch of bras, but on our way out, the buzzer went off. So we got taken down to the police station and we were in a conference room with a police officer who was in his late 20s. So my friend tried to seduce him and she said if he let us go she would give him head. So she did, and after like 10 minutes they were done and he let us go out of the back LOL. And we still got to keep some of the bras we hid really well in our coats. One time I was in school and this kid hated our teacher. Well, we all kinda did. So we all came up with a plan. The teacher left to use the bathroom and the kid decided to pee in her coffee. So he whipped out his dong in front of the whole class and started to pee in her coffee. A lot of people started recording this LOL. Then when she came back she finished the coffee and everyone started laughing. Later that week the video got leaked and then kid got expelled LOL. One time my sister and me and the rest of my family were on a road trip and we decided to stop at a lake for the day. There weren't a lot of people around and it was a huge lake. So she decided to jump in, and when she jumped in she didn't come back up right away. So I got scared and when I looked under the dock there was a man holding my sister under. So I screamed and my dad came running towards us. And when the man saw my dad he started swimming away. So we went to the police station near the lake and they did a search and found his body the next day washed up on the shore with symbol carved in his stomach. So they suspect he might have been trying to use my sister as some sacrifice for a cult ritual or something. When I was 6 I took a poop and didn't flush the toilet because I was curious to see what would happen if I played with it. So I went to my room and grabbed a piece of wire from my broken hamper and poked my turd and laughed. I brought my little sister in and let her do it too. Then she reached in the toilet and grabbed my turd and mushed it in her hands. I was horrified. When I was in 7th grade there was this new girl at my school who decided she wanted to be friends with me even though I got really bad vibes from her. She followed me around and decided she liked one of my guy friends even though I told her it was a bad idea. After like literally 3 days he wanted to break up with her because she was literally insane. But he couldn't because she blackmailed him by saying that if he broke up with her she would tell everyone he was gay. She blackmailed him into kissing her in my freaking bedroom and then she broke up with him. That was the last girl he dated before he came out and apparently she was hecking 40-year-old married men the entire 7th grade year. She also stole her mom's birth control and $1,000 out of a safe. She went missing in New Jersey for 3 days and I haven't seen her in years. IDK she might be dead lol. So when I was in 7th grade my best friend and me convinced each other that we were witches and that our skin was going to melt and the only way that we could save each other was to pee on our arms. So we were in the basement and I pulled down my pants and started to pee down her arms. Then I heard a noise on the stairs so we turned around and I saw my older sister recording us. So I freaked out and chased her upstairs. But she made it to her room and posted it on her Snapchat. And then the video spread around the school and we became known as the Pee Girls. So I had to transfer schools and now I don't talk to that girl anymore and I go to a private Catholic school. So one time when I was like 8 I wanted to know what happened if I didn't poop in the toilet. So I decided to poop in this Happy Meal box and I hid it in my closet. I forgot about it but there were flies in my room and my parents noticed the smell. So they checked my room and when they opened my closet they found the Happy Meal box and saw a crusty 3-day-old turd. Then I got grounded for a while lol. It was Christmas and I just got done opening my present, and went outside to jump on my trampoline and came in and heard pounding and the doors were moving. So the door swung open and my dad was dressed like a cop and was doing the dirty to my mom. I just screamed and ran away. Then my dad came out naked and yelled, "Close the door next time. Bitch, you don't close the door." Okay, so when I was 7, my mom took away my DS and I got so mad at her. So when she was in the bathroom I decided to shit in her smoothie and blend it back up. So she came out and finished the smoothie and then like an hour later she started to get really sick. So it got to the point where she was throwing up so we went to urgent care and when we got there they told her she just had a virus and there was nothing they could do. And then her life was a living hell for the next 2 days lol but she deserved it. One time I was in kindergarten and we were playing on the playground before the end of the day. I really had to pee so I asked to go to the bathroom and I went pee. A few minutes later when I was back at the playground I suddenly had to poop. I was afraid to ask the teacher if I can go back to the bathroom because I just went. I thought she was going to say no so I decided to poop my pants and not tell anyone. On the bus ride home, the bus driver pulled over because the smell overcame him and he searched the entire bus searching for the foul smell. He didn't realize it was me and opened all of the bus windows were open and everything. So when I was 4 or so I was at a skiing place about to go up the chairlift, and I wandered off to another line because I saw a man. This man was an amputee with one missing leg. So I walked up to him and asked how it happened. He told me it was a machine accident. Then I said the most funny thing ever. I told him, "Mister, you are so lucky. You only have to buy one shoe at the shoe store." Thank God he started laughing his ass off so it was okay, but oh my god, I'm so glad he had a sense of humor because looking back I'm so embarrassed. When I was in like 6th grade, my friend would have to come over after school every day because her mom was always at work and her mom didn't want her home alone. One day, she came over and asked me to watch something on my phone and I let her. I looked and she was watching lesbian porn but I was too scared to stop her. 30 minutes later she asked me if I wanted to try scissoring each other. I told her to do it with one of my stuffed animals because there was no way in hell I was doing that. And she got mad and left. She still hates me to this day because of it. Okay, so one time my sister and cousin and me were in our basement and we decided to get super drunk. And I was 14 and she was 15 at the time. And my sister got horny so her and my cousin, who was 16, started to like do stuff and I got kinda scared. I saw them starting to do the dirty, So I started crying and I hid in the closet, and while I was in the closet I heard someone walk down the stairs and then started screaming. So I came out and saw my dad beating the living shit out of my naked cousin while my sister was in the corner sobbing. So I ran upstairs and then my parents kicked my sister out for like a week and I haven't seen my cousin since.